How's it going, everybody? Tuesday morning here at the house. Got another one in. This time it's a Jeep Compass. A little backstory on this thing. This belongs to my other half brother. He bought this thing about 2.5 years ago, and it was one of those beware of what you buy vehicles. It was listed as low mileage for its year. It was supposed to ran great, but make a long story short, he bought the car. I didn't go with him, and it was having some overheating issues. It was getting hot pulling hills and stuff like that. So when we got the car in here, I worked on this before my YouTube channel, and someone had wired the fan up directly to the battery to keep the fan going all the time. And I looked through it, popped the radiator cap, saw there was some nice copper stuff floating around, which means somebody was trying to fix something versus by using a bottle of Mr. Fix Me. Kept having issues, a misfire, and a couple of cylinders. And I basically told them it's probably got a blown head gasket. So I tore this motor down, took the head off, checked everything out, put a new head gasket in it, new timing chain while I was in there. And this is a type of setup, not only does it have a timing chain in it, but it also has a chain that goes down and runs the oil pump. It's a 2.4 dual VVT 4-cylinder. And yeah, there's massive write-ups on these motors. Good, bad, braking cams, whatever else. A month and a half, 2 months ago, he was starting to have some issues. It was running a little rough. He brought it over here. I wasn't here. I think I might have been in Oklahoma or something visiting my brother. And Ethan took a look at it, and there's no check engine light on it. It was running rough at idle, just above idle. You get it up to about $2,000, it's smoothed out. And he decided to go ahead and take the vehicle home. And as soon as he got home with it, shut it off, that was the last time it would start up. So he was with me on the phone trying to figure out maybe it might have been. And I hate diagnosing something over the phone, because you can only go by to what they are saying. I said, well, maybe you lost a crank sensor. So he sit there and replaced the crank sensors, didn't do anything. I was like, all right, well, when we get the time freed up, we'll get over here to the house. So yesterday we went and picked it up, loaded it up on the trailer, got here with it. I decided to go ahead and pull the valve cover off of it, because this thing was spinning over like there was no compression, no nothing. You know, and usually something like that is, you know, either a broken timing belt or, you know, a timing chain or whatever. Or it could have broke cam. So I took the valve cover off of it. Cams look good. The chain is still on the cams. So I had Ethan come out and turn the motor over for me. And like I said, it just sounded like there's no compression in it. But I also saw there was a lot of slop going on with the timing chain. It would tighten up and get real loose, tighten up and get real loose. So we're getting ready to dig into this thing and find out what went wrong. Because like I said, after I went through this motor, he's drove this thing for a little over 2 years and never had a problem. And he's put a lot of miles on it in those 2 years. I think he's put probably almost 30,000 miles on this car in 2 years. So let's find out what went wrong. There's a part that got broke. You know, that happens, especially with the quality of the parts these days. There's something sheared, don't know. But all I know is we need to tear the front of this motor apart and see what went wrong. So stay tuned. I took the valve cover off last night. Cam and everything still looks good. And like I said, right now it's on a tension stroke on the chain. But this thing got like really loose last night, turning it over. I'm trying not to turn it over too much. So hopefully we can save this thing. There's not too much work. I mean, it's going to be work anyway, trying to get this front cover off the front here. But basically, we're going to sit there and see if this thing's going can be saved. He's got a dollar amount cap he wants to stop at with this thing, and if it's going to cost more than that, he's just going to send it down the road. Well, guys, looks like the chain tensioner went bad on it. You can see here with the tensioner. I'm trying to get in here with this. There we go. See all that movement? Tell you what, these are not fun to get into. I mean, yeah, the best thing to do is you have a lift, drop the whole thing down. That's why the labor is so high on doing these. It's a lot of tedious work, a lot of tight spaces. Now that I know that the tensioner is probably the main issue, that's what's happened with this thing, I believe it jumped time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get another tensioner, get it on there, retime it, hopefully to see if we got some compression. Because we have no compression, he doesn't want to go any further with it. When we do got some compression on, we'll put it together, fire up, and see how she does. But in the meantime, I'm going to finish getting this stuff tore apart, and we'll see you on part 2, and I'll see you down the road.